Good morning, friends. I've just boiled the kettle. I'm going to have my morning cuppa, which generally is a green tea. I'm still working my way through the China Sencha I got it from the Meadows tea shop that time that I went for that lovely little walk to Duddingston to Dr. Neil's garden. So I just have a little bit of it left actually. I'm going to have to do a tea shop run some point soon. I did like the tea enough. It was just kind of a plain green tea really. You know, nothing offensive, but nothing spectacular either. So yeah, can't go wrong. I let Claire try it because she really enjoys a Sencha green tea. And she didn't feel it was, maybe because it's the China Sencha, normally she has the Japanese one. She didn't love it, she thought it was fine. Yeah, she thought it was okay. Sort of drinkable, but nothing that she would repurchase. But I'm actually quite enjoying it, yeah. I'm not sure I'll repurchase it the next time I go tea shopping. Anyway. This morning I woke up and opened the blinds and I think potentially the har is in today because so today's the longest day of the year and it's also meant to be another hot day, I believe. I think that's what the forecast said. But with Edinburgh being beside the sea, we get a lot of sea mist and we call that har. I'm short on time today, so I'm just gonna have a whole wheat bagel with a banana. Anyway, today I'm going to be meeting up with my friend, I didn't mean to get that, Nadia, and we're trying a new cafe actually called Cafen, and it is pretty new. It's not only new to us, it's also fairly new to the city. I think it's just maybe a month or a few months old, and it's on Dundas Street, and Nadia was keen to try it, so we're going to bring our books and we're going to just have a little cuppa. Also, with the new mic, you might get a lot more rambles from me in the mornings or while I'm doing stuff. So we'll see how that goes, whether I like it, whether you like it when it comes time to watching the video. Just because it's sort of a novelty for me because I've never been able to do this. It's so nice to look out of clear windows that have been washed as well. And the grass, I'm so glad I cut it yesterday. If it is meant to rain kind of the next few days. I've set off. I'm just heading to Nadia's now. And I can't tell if what I'm wearing is correct. I'm thinking I actually overdressed because it looked quite cool. Like it looks really super overcast today, and when I stuck my hand out the window it felt cool, but I think it's gonna actually be quite muggy. Anyway, just heading over to meet Nadia. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a very slight bit of har up there, so I'm guessing if you were in Old Town today it would be really misty. Thank you very much. That's lovely. Oh, look at this. It's really loud, so I hope you can hear me, but we're just out of Cafen, and because we're on Dundas Street, Nadia suggested that we have a little wander, and I have not explored Dundas Street for a very long time, if ever. So I'm looking forward to seeing what cafes and restaurants are here. I know there's a lot of art galleries, so we might pop into some of them as well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to just having a little browse on what's the street. So far, we really enjoyed our little sit in Cafen. We were there for about 45 minutes to an hour, I think, reading our books. I had a little bit of Instagram stuff to do as well. But yeah, really enjoyed our time at Cafen. So we just popped in to Ant Gallery there, and we had been looking at under the table just because look at how beautiful it looks and all the planting, and it just looks really lovely. And then we just heard that the table, which is upstairs, is a fine dining restaurant, and recently, within the last year or so, they opened up a downstairs called Under the Table, which is just, you know, more affordable and just everyday. So I thought that was really fun to find that out. Starting in the middle, I think that must be Princess Street with the castle in the distance. And I think these buildings are no longer there, but I could be wrong. And then looking to the left, you've got St Giles, yes. And then over towards Canongate. I think that might be Canongate Kirk and Arthur's Seat over there. So looking right, we've got Newtown over there. We can see the Melville Monument in St Andrew's Square. And all of this is Cowton Hill because I think we're standing on Cowton Hill from this vantage point. So I think Leith should maybe be over that direction potentially. And you can see the ships in the distance over there. So we've just come out of the Fine Art Society, and I cannot tell you how many times I've walked past that place, I've taken photos of that place, and I've just never really been brave enough to go in. I think other than the Ingleby Gallery, I don't tend to visit very many independent art galleries. I do apologise, the sound of the road might be a bit loud. But I think with having my dear friend Nadia with me, we both felt brave together to go in and explore, and I'm so glad we did, because not only was it such a lovely exhibition, the building and everything was just so stunning. So I definitely will be returning for their next exhibition for sure. I don't mean to keep going on about the fact it's the longest day of the year, but it's actually quite an overcast night, so it's not been very bright, but there is still light in the sky. It's not dark yet, and it is now 10:41 at night. So yeah, longest day of the year. So we're back with the dramatic lighting again. And I actually have another book to share with you. So I'm still reading There Are Rivers in the Sky. Unfortunately, did not get as much of that read today as I hoped, because I actually had something to post because it's the last day of Independent Bookshop Week, and I was just editing a few photos to share, and it took longer. It always takes longer than I think it will. Anyway, one of the books that I bought during Independent Bookshop Week with my voucher, if those of you watched, was it 2 videos ago? I was wandering around having a wee browse at a few independent Edinburgh bookshops. I'll link it somewhere here in case you're interested and missed it. But that day I was too indecisive and too overwhelmed that I didn't actually end up buying anything. However, I popped back in to Toppings on a different day, and I ended up just spending probably an hour just mooching about the shop, seeing what took my fancy. And in the end, this book stood out to me just as I was leaving the shop. Hopefully you can see that. It's called The Odd Woman and the City by Vivian Gornick. And I'm just going to read you a little summary of what it's about. It's an autobiography, so non-fiction. And it says it's set in New York. The Odd Woman and the City explores the rhythms, chance encounters, and ever-changing friendships of urban life. Running through the book is Vivian Gornick, it's hard to say, Gornick's animated exchange of more than 20 years with her best friend Leonard, as well as interactions with grocers, doormen, people on the bus, etc. So I ended up picking this up because I thought that the front cover, I know you're not meant to judge a book by its cover, but guilty. I am very much drawn to books with interesting front covers, and I thought this one was just really fun with just the little illustration there and the fun writing, and it just looked like it would be a fun read. And it was pretty busy that day in Toppings, and I found a little corner with a bench, one little stool in the corner, and I thought that I would just read the first sort of, there aren't really chapters, but there are like little sections. So I read a couple of pages and I was already quite interested. It felt like people watching, but in book form, which is yeah, very up my street. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I haven't read much more since Topping, but I thought I might actually read it tonight because I'm in the mood for a little bit of non-fiction, and I've been very good actually. I have a bad habit of staying up late, and I've been known to stay up till like 3 a.m. sometimes without really meaning to. I just get distracted. But tonight I'm actually in bed at 11:30, so I feel like that's a win. So I'm going to read a bit, I think, maybe just even a page or two of this. And also I have my very cute little Bible that I found in a little free library that has, it goes most places with me actually. So I might read a little bit of that as well. But if you made it this far, thank you so much. And I hope you're all doing well. I hope that you're having or had a lovely weekend, depending when this goes up live. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.